Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic. I, Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Speaker Johnson, did you not get the memo that came out? The one that came out on November 5th, 2024? The memo that said that we, the people, are fed up with the Democrat Party and the liberals across this country. The memo that said that we, the people, view the Democrat Party, as well as the Democrats up in Washington, D.C., in the House, in the Senate, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and every single member of the Biden administration as an enemy of we, the people? Did you not see that memo? Or did you find Hunter Biden's crack pipe and maybe you're hitting it? You know, you're from my home state of Louisiana, and I really had a lot of respect for you up until the past 12 hours. Listening to you try and sell this bogus BS pork-filled bill to stop the government from shutting down. And then trying to say that you don't have a choice, and this will be the right thing to do to set Donald Trump up going into January 20th. I'm not quite sure what happened with you, sir, but I'm very happy to see that Donald Trump spoke up, as well as Elon Musk and some of the Republicans that have a spine to say, this shit's not happening. So we, the people, don't give a damn if you have to work throughout the Christmas holidays to make this happen. The point is, it was a massive landslide on November 5th for a reason. And that was, we've had enough of the far left liberal Democrat ideology bullshit being shoved down our throats on a daily basis. Either you wake up and realize that you work for we the people, or you will be out of a job very, very soon as Speaker of the House. It's that simple. Do something about it. How about you fly your ass down to Mar-a-Lago and sit down with Donald Trump and let him explain it to you one-on-one. The crap that is in that bill is amazing to me, and we the people, that you actually believe it's okay. Now, I'll be talking more about that bill tomorrow night during my show, but you know what's in it. And tomorrow night, I'll read the entire pork-filled bill to my listeners to expose what you felt was okay. No, sir. The Republicans have control of the House, and you are leading the Republicans in the House, so you need to have a set of balls and step up to these Democrats and say, no, it's not going to happen. Strip that pork out, or pack your bags and move out of the speakership position, or we will see to it that you are removed from that position. Have a good day, sir, and I hope you enjoy your Christmas holidays hanging out in Washington, D.C., doing your damn job. What a damn shit show that we're watching take place up in Washington, D.C. The Republicans have had months to put this shit together. They have the House. And Speaker Johnson gave in to the Democrats and decided that he would give them a little Christmas present and try and put forward this spending bill packed full of crap. And then Elon Musk read it and Donald Trump and went, hold the hell on. Not happening. And Republicans pulled it. Musk and Trump put together went from a 1,500-page bill down to I think just a few pages. And pulled all that crap out. And of course, we needed every single Republican to go along with this new bill. Didn't get that. Nope. Didn't get that. Just got shot down a few minutes ago. I've been preaching right here on this show for the past 4 years that if Republicans took back all three branches of government, our work was not done. In fact, it would just be getting started. And I'll be damned if my thoughts on these Republicans were not spot on. A branch of idiots caving to Democrats as if they're their little bitches. So I'm going to rant and rave about this bill tonight. I'm going to share with you some of what Speaker Johnson and the Republicans were okay with the Democrats putting in it. It's led us to where we're at right now. But first, you have many places to be tonight. You chose to be here with me, and for that, I am forever grateful. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to another edition of the Douglas Ducote Show. Had many places you could be. You chose to be here. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel, ring the little bell. Whether you're watching me tonight live on YouTube or Rumble or X, formerly Twitter or LinkedIn, subscribe to the channel. In the description of this video and all my videos, all my shows, you can see where you can follow me on other social media platforms. Follow me there. I'll follow you back. That's how we do this. Continue to spread things that are important for patriots of this country. Speaker Mike Johnson, it's time you pull your head out of your ass. It's time that you and the rhinos stop trying to screw we the people. You should have learned from the failures of your buddy, Louisiana Congressman Bill Cassidy, and the mistakes he made voting to impeach Trump when Trump was still the president the first time around. Speaker Johnson, you have spent the past week and weekend on all the talk shows trying to sell this bloated pork bill to the American public. And one would think that we, the people, after seeing what's in this bill and exposing you for it, that you would hide your face in utter disgrace for your actions. But that's not the case at all. I think you're proud you've caved to the Democrats. You failed to get the memo, as I've already said. The November 5th memo from We the People. The memo said that we reject the Democrat Party and their hell-bent actions on destroying this country. The memo that said we the people view the Democrat Party and this current administration of Biden and Harris and every damn member of their administration, to include the FBI and the Department of Justice, as the enemy of we the people. You've proven now that you are a fool and not a leader. You've proven that you are a follower. And that is the last damn thing that we the people need up in Washington, D.C. So come January 20th, when Donald Trump moves in, prepare for the Republicans to get together and oust your ass, along with every one of you that originally voted for this pork-filled bullshit, and then tonight, after it was stripped out, still sided with the Democrats with not passing a stripped-down version with all the pork out of it. This is insanity on full display for we the people to watch take place. So what pork is in the 1,547-page Democrat and Republicans tried to shove down our throats? The $460 billion spending bill. The continuing resolution was meant to kick the government funding deadline down the road by continuing spending at 2024 levels until March of 2025, and by time for Congress to hash out a longer-term budget plan for fiscal year 2025. But it included 1,500-page worth of policy and funding riders. With a national debt of $36 trillion and a deficit of $1.8 trillion, conservatives, we the people, were leery of this. CRs that don't cut government spending to begin with, but they've argued only a clean CR without any riders attached could earn the backing of we the people. Other Democrats and some Republicans wanted policy and funding riders attached to get something done beyond the status quo. No. Here's a message from we the people. Shut the government down. Pack your shit and go home for the Christmas holidays and come back on January 20th for inauguration and then do your goddamn job. Fuck the government. Let this be the final thing for the legacy of this current administration and the Democrat Party. Let them go down in flames with shutting down the government. So, what did the Democrats and Republicans shove into this bloated bullshit? You're going to love this. For starters, a pay raise for them. A pay raise for fucking we the people. The people, they're the reason behind this bloated, overspending government wants a pay raise. They would have received an additional $6,600 extra dollars per year on top of their $174,000 salary. A provision stipulating that members of Congress do not have to participate in the healthcare system that they voted into law. That would be called the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. It would allow members of Congress to opt out of the program instead of participating in it, and they would allow to be able to go to the Federal Employees Health Benefit Program. Well, if Obamacare was so damn great for we the people, then why in the hell are you trying to allow yourselves a way out of it? The answer is because it sucks. And you guys and girls know it sucks. So again, to hell with us, pheasants. No, to hell with you. Rebuilding Maryland's privately owned Francis Scott Key Bridge. That's right. The bridge is privately owned and collects a toll for everyone that goes over the damn thing. But Democrats snuck into this bill for we the people to pay $8 billion to rebuild it. A cool $60 million to reauthorize the State Department agency that has been accused of violating free speech of we the people. A State Department agency that was adding Americans and news outlets to a blacklist for things like speculating the COVID-19 virus was a Chinese engineered bioweapon, would get a reauthorization under this bill to continue to violate our constitutional rights. A new sewer system, new runways, and other upgrades for tiny rural airports in Democrat states. And a bunch of bullshit highway projects in them as well. Some are truly head-scratching, like Senator Tammy Baldwin, Democrat Wisconsin's $1.4 million earmark for a solar energy project in Wisconsin, one of the places in America's least well-suited for a solar farm in the first place. $3.5 million earmarked to secured by Senator Debbie Stabenow, Democrat Michigan, for the Parade Company. The Parade Company is going to get $3.5 million. What's the Parade Company? Oh, well, let me tell you. It runs the Detroit annual Thanksgiving Day Parade. $2.5 million that will help build a new kayaking facility in Franklin, New Hampshire, courtesy of Senator Jenny Sheehan, Democrat, New Hampshire. A kayaking facility. $2.7 million to build a bike park in White Surf Springs, West Virginia. A bike park. A town with a population of less than 2,300 people. Republican-based earmarks too. Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican South Carolina, inserted a last-minute earmark into the bill that would force federal taxpayers to put up more than $33 million for things most will never use, like a new trail at Coastal Carolina University and a ROTC facility at the University of South Carolina. Among the dozens of earmarks inserted by Senator Lindsey Morassi, a Republican Alaska, perhaps the strangest is the $4 million grant that she wanted for the Alaska king crab enhancement project. I don't know what that entitles. I love king crab. I don't think they need to get $4 million for any damn thing. How about $1 million to renovate the William Way LGBT Community Center in Philadelphia at the request of both a Pennsylvania Democrat U.S. Senator Bob Casey and John Fetterman, as well as Representative Brenda Boyle. $850,000 for a bus stop equity program at the request of California Democrat Representative Linda Sanchez and Senator Alex Padilla. How about $1.5 million for improvements to a fire station in the village of Richfield Springs in New York at the request of Republican Representative Alicia Stankfield and Democrat Senator Christian Gillibrand? How about $1 million to build a new environmental justice center in New York City? Are you disgusted yet? Should be. How about $3 billion? $3 billion for Washington, D.C. to inherit RFK Stadium for their NFL team. How about $19.9 million for all electric school buses in Illinois? Each bus comes to about $284,000. They want $19.9 million for them. And a little small print hidden deep in the bill provision was to protect Liz Cheney and all the members of the J6 committee from prosecution once Trump takes office. That's just 16 items that I read off to you. And trust me, there's lots more, but I don't have 5 hours to share it with you. It's only an hour-long show. Listen up, Republicans in D.C. If you think for one damn second that we, the people, are going to sit back like we did the last time you had all three branches of government and didn't do a goddamn thing, then you got something else coming to you. And it isn't continuing to be a member of Congress. You may as well either get on board with the program or get the hell out of that position and let somebody that has a backbone in it. So, as far as I'm concerned, shut the government down. Go home for Christmas. Get the hell out of Washington, D.C. Let this be the final nail in the coffin for the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. Let this be their legacy of total and utter bullshit pushed on we the people. Step away from the platform, Johnson, and go ahead and resign, because we're coming after your position. Incoming barter czar Tom Hoffman is now backing down from his plans to lead President-elect Trump's mass deportation. Is not backing down from his plans to lead President-elect Trump's mass deportation operation in Chicago after a Democrat congresswoman told him to be ready to meet the resistance. Message received, he wrote on X. Please review 18 U.S.C. 111 and also see 8 U.S.C. 1324-3. Halpin told Fox News Digital interview that took place yesterday, and he said, game on. He was referring to two laws, one prohibiting impeding a federal law enforcement officer and the other prohibiting the harboring or concealing of illegal immigrants from immigration officers. Halpin had spoken in Chicago this week and told local Republicans he wanted Illinois Democrats to come to the table, but if not, to get the hell out of the way. That comment sparked a fiery response from Representative De La Ramirez, Democrat, Illinois. She said, Tom Halpin, the next time you come to Illinois, my district, made stronger and more powerful by immigrants, you better be ready to meet the resistance, she warned. You may think Chicago needs to get out of the way of Trump's plans for mass deportation, but we plan to be all up in your way. And she put that in bold caps. Ramirez's remarks are the latest in a slew of comments by Democrat lawmakers and officials across the country who promise either not to cooperate with the incoming Trump administration's plans for mass deportations or to resist them entirely. Last month, the mayor of Denver said he was willing to go to jail over the opposition of the deportations. Halpin also responded to a statement by the mayor by saying he was willing to jail him. Noting the same status he pointed to when speaking to Fox News Digital. On Wednesday, he described Ramirez's opposition as an opposition that would stop the arrest of public safety threats. And take a minute and listen to this.
Trump orders are himself, Tom Homan. Tom, welcome to the show. Would you please comment on the specific granular plan that Sarah Carter has reported on, how in fact you're going to use trains, planes, and automobiles to repatriate those illegal migrants back to their home countries?
Well, Sarah said, look, me and Governor Abbott, we're not waiting until January 20th. I've been out in Texas, we're already meeting, we're planning how we can work together to help Texas, secure their border at the highest level ever. He's done a great job. Illegal immigration in Texas is down 86% because he put in place a lot of Trump's policies, right? He's building border barriers like President Trump did. He's adding consequences to those who cross the border illegally. He's arresting them with trespass. And people need to understand DPS has done a lot. Not only is Governor Abbott's action protecting Texas, they're protecting the United States because most of these illegal aliens aren't staying in Texas. They're moving out of the country. Every ounce of fentanyl his trooper sees is less overdose deaths. Every person they arrest for trespass is one less getaway. So they get fingerprinted, they get vetted. At least we know they're not terrorists. But we're going to follow that model across the southwest border. But my plan is, and I've been very vocal about this, we're going to contract as much work out as we can. Work that doesn't require a badge and a gun, because I need badges and guns on the street.
I'm going to stop that for a second and see if I can get it to catch up. That's obviously StreamYard is making it choppy. I've been thinking about moving off of StreamYard for a while and going to a different streaming platform because this is not the first time they've done this.
To do the deportation operation. So when it comes to driving bus transportation, whether it's ground or air, whether it's processing, whether it's some other administrative duties, contract that work out. Because right now we got badges and guns doing that work. Get them out of that administrative work, put more on the street, and that's what we're going to do. And if these sanctuary states and cities keep pushing back, I'll have the extra resources to double manpower in those sanctuary cities. Because if we can't arrest that bad guy in the jail with one agent, it means I got to send a whole team out in the field to find this person. And for alter safety reasons, we need a whole team rather than just one person. So this is the plan we're putting together. And Governor Abbott's come to the table. He's the first one to come to the table, and I accepted it and shook his hand and said, let's go, let's move forward, let's do it.
Tom, I know that you often talk passionately about the humanitarian crisis that is our border crisis. You have some of these Democrats don't seem to care when babies are drowning in the Rio Grande, don't say a word about it, including our border czar Kamala Harris most days. We don't hear them talk about the 10-year-old boy being abandoned by the smugglers, the 2-year-old girl left by herself, 2 years old, Tom Homan. And yet I feel like they're waiting for their photo op, and they will resist the efforts that you and President Trump are trying to put forward and make sure that they're showing the big bad evil guys are separating families and people are crying, they're being deported. Bring us forward a little bit. What will this look like? Will it be orderly? Will it be humane? How are you guaranteeing that? Because you're already getting so much resistance from the same mayors and local officials who know this has been draining their resources, know how angry their residents are about illegals coming there getting cash and debit cards and cell phones and clothing in hotel rooms in a place here like New York City, let alone a New York City school child's desk in a classroom. Tom, how will you do it in a way that people know you adhere to the law? This is enforcing the law. It is humane, it is fair, and it is just and legal.
Well, look, open borders are not humane. The only thing on that border right now that is humane are the men and women wearing that green uniform. They save thousands of lives every year. I've seen these men and women give CPR to babies that were thrown into the river by the cartel, because when they're chasing the boat of a smuggling load, so what the cartel members do, throw the baby in the water, then the border patrol have to jump in the water to save that baby rather than arresting the smuggler. Look, I've held dying children, I've held dead children. I've talked to little girls as young as 9 that were raped multiple times by criminal cartels. The open borders cause death. They cause a rise in sexual assault of females and children. Under this administration, open border, sex trafficking is up over 600%. The number of people off the terrorist watch list is at a historic high. The amount of fentanyl coming across the open border have killed over 250,000 Americans. And that's just what open borders does. When President Trump had the most secure border of a lifetime, illegal immigration down 90%. When 90% less people were coming, how many babies weren't dying? How many women weren't being sexually assaulted? How many known suspected terrorists didn't make in the country? How many pounds of fentanyl didn't get in the country, kill Americans? Secure borders saves lives. And that's where the humanitarian piece comes into place. Under Joe Biden, historic number of aliens have died crossing that border, 4,000. 250,000 Americans have died. The open border policies are killing aliens at record numbers, killing Americans at record numbers, and we're going to put a stop to it. We're going to secure the border. As far as sanctuary cities, I find it hard to believe that any mayor or governor wants to push back on ICE, because the president's been very clear. Right out of the gate, we're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. What elected official wants to tell his constituency, I'm okay with public safety threats in my community. I don't want ICE's help to remove these public safety threats. That's number of responsibilities of safety and security of the public to other communities. If they don't want to do it, ICE is going to do it. And with all the death threats and all the negative press right now, they can keep screaming all they want. ICE is going to do this job. I'm going to do this job. We're going to make these communities safer. We're going to enforce the law. And if they don't want to help, instead decide don't help, fine, don't help. But don't get in our way. And I've said this for the past week over and over again. Do not harbor and conceal an illegal alien, knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from us, because it's a crime. Don't impede us, because it's a crime. Don't obstruct, because it's a crime. If you want to sit aside and let us do your job of securing the communities, fine, we'll do that. But don't cross that line.
I've been saying for the past 8 years, and those of you that watch this show on a regular basis, you've heard me say this many, many times. Arrest, handcuff, put in a police car, and take to jail any city mayor, state governor, or state senator, or congressman, or woman for harboring illegal immigrants. And you will fix this sanctuary city and sanctuary state bullshit once and for all. And that appears to be what's coming. And for some reason, these Democrats in these sanctuary city areas are clueless, absolutely clueless. why they can't wrap their heads around the simple fact that conservatives and Republicans, the MAGA movement, Trump supporters, we don't have a problem with immigration. Hell, everybody living in America today, at some point, your family migrated over here, unless you're an Indian, and then your family got fucked because we took all your shit. But we're all for immigration, the legal way. And if you're not coming across, if you're coming across the Rio Grande and you're marching across deserts to come across illegally, that means that either you have a criminal record, or you're with the cartel, you're drug trafficking, you're sex trafficking of women and children, you're a gang member. And that's what the Democrats want? All we want to do is stop that madness from infiltrating our country and turning it into another shithole country that are all over the world. We're better than that. We do not want those that were emptied out of jail cells and sent this way. Now, are there some mixed in, decent Central or South America or Mexican people that are in that group that are fleeing oppression? Yes, not many, but yes, there are. Then we do what we can to save them. But if you're not going to an actual checkpoint where you can come in and apply for asylum the legal way, then chances are you're up to no good. And the Democrats and the liberals can't see that. If you haven't seen the documentaries I did on the border, go check out DouglasDucote.com and go look at them when you have time. This was almost 8 years ago. We were exposing the absolute chaos that was happening on that border. And since then, it's quadrupled. We were exposing terrorists coming across that border 8 years ago. And now we know that over 2 million gotaways, and what we've caught in that group, there's been thousands arrested that were on the terrorist no-fly list, and they couldn't get in any other way. We're arresting known terrorists in America that came across that southern border that are waiting to do harm to me and you. There's a bunch here that we don't know where the hell they're at. Not to mention the over 50,000 kids that this administration has now lost, and they don't know where they're at. This isn't how you run a country. Of course, most of you that watch this show, you understand that already. You'd voted to kick these people out of office. Boy, did you. Took back all three branches of the government, the Electoral College, and the popular vote. And something that hasn't been done since the 80s with Ronald Reagan. That was the last time we saw a red wave landslide like that, a tsunami. That was the last time we saw something like that. A Georgia Court of Appeals has disqualified Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Fat-Ass Willis and her team from prosecuting President-elect Donald Trump in what they called election interference. The court did not toss Trump's indictment entirely, but Willis and the assistant DAs working in her office now have no authority to proceed. After careful consideration, the trials court finding in its order, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify DA Willis and her office, the following states, because she's involved in all kinds of illegal shit. The remedy crafted by the trial court to prevent an ongoing appearance of impropriety and did nothing to address the appearance of impropriety that existed at times when DA Willis was exercising her broader pretrial discretion about who to prosecute and what charges to bring. The court said, while it recognized that an appearance of impropriety generally is not enough to support disqualification, this is the rare case in which disqualification is mandated, and no other remedy will suffice to restore public confidence in the integrity of these proceedings. Accordingly, we reserve the trial court's denial of the appellant's motion to disqualify DA Willis and her office, the following states. And we conclude that the elected district attorney is wholly disqualified from this case. The assistant district attorney, whose only power to prosecute a case is derived from constitutional authority of the district attorney who appointed them, have no authority to proceed, the following states. An exclusive interview with Fox News Digital, Trump said the whole case has been disgraced to justice. It was started by the Biden DOJ as an attack on his political opponent, Donald Trump, he said. They used everyone, anyone, anybody, and she has been disqualified along with her boyfriend, disqualified, and they stole funds from the people that were donating to put Trump in jail. And they went on lavish trips. There is no way such corrupt people can lead a case and then it gets taken over by somebody else, Trump told Fox News Digital. It was a corrupt case. So how could it be taken over by someone else? The case has to be thrown out because it was started corruptly by an incompetent prosecutor who received millions of dollars through her boyfriend, who received it from her. And then they went on cruises all the time, vacations to Las Vegas, to Hawaii. Trump said, referring to Willis's relationship with a former prosecutor on her team, Nathan Wade. Therefore, the case is entirely dead, Trump said. Everybody should receive an apology, including those wonderful patriots who've been caught up in this for years. Couldn't agree more, sir. Drones. Drones, drones, drones. Something unique is happening tonight in New Jersey. Not sure if you heard this, but the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has issued a temporary flight restriction prohibiting drone flights over parts of New Jersey following the influx of sightings in recent weeks. The notice, which expires January 17th, said drone operations in support of national defense, homeland security, law enforcement, firefighting, search and rescue, or disaster response missions are the only drones not included in the restrictions. If you are a business and have commercial drone operations, you're allowed only with a valid statement of work only, but there must be an approved special governmental interest airspace waiver, and all applicable FAA regulations must be followed. This past Saturday, the Biden administration officials hosted a call addressing concerns surrounding the recent drone sightings. Representatives from the lying FBI, the National Security Council, the lying Department of Homeland Security, and the lying Department of Justice or Department of Defense attended the call. The FBI official at the meeting said the agency has received 5,000 tips since the first mysterious drones were seen flying over New Jersey back in November. But of those 5,000 tips, around 100 warrant further investigation because we don't know who owns them, we don't know who's flying them, or for what purpose they're using them. The FBI official added, "We're doing our best to find the origin of these specific drone activities, but I think there has been a slight overreaction," he said. Well, please tell us, sir. If the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, the White House, and the Pentagon don't know who is behind these drones, and you all don't have a clue where they came from, who's flying them, or what the purpose of them is, then how in the hell can you suggest that people are overreacting? This is the type of bullshit that makes we the people not trust this government. Remember the old saying, "I love my country, but I fear my government"? Boy, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has turned this into a laughing stock of utter craziness on display for the world to watch. Speaking of lying administration, you're going to love this. The Biden-Harris administration has been reporting for several months now there was less than 900 U.S. troops in Syria. That was yet another outright lie to we the people, coming from the administration of fools. Today, the Pentagon admitted that the number of U.S. troops in Syria is much higher than previously reported. How much higher, you ask? Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Ryder told reporters during a press briefing today that there are more than 2,000 plus U.S. troops deployed in Syria, more than double what the White House, through their nappy-headed press secretary, has spewed from her useless lying pie hole. Kind of like her repeated lies every week for a year that there was no way Biden would pardon his son Hunter, and he would respect the outcome of the justice system. We have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 troops deployed to Syria. Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Ryder told reporters during the press briefing today. In light of the situation in Syria and in significant interest, we've recently learned that those numbers were higher. I'll repeat that. We've recently learned that those numbers were higher. The Pentagon, under the Biden-Harris administration, does not know how many troops are deployed and where they're deployed? Ryder asked to look into the numbers and said he learned just today, that there were over 2,000 plus U.S. troops in Syria. So then he went into a CYA mode. You don't know what CIA stands for, it's cover your own ass. And said, it was explained to me these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deployed to meet shifting mission requirements wherever the core 900 deployers are no longer term deployments. he continued. As you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time, but given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information. After learning of the fluctuation in numbers of troops, Fox News Pentagon correspondent Jennifer Griffin pressed Ryder about the correction to the number of troops and timing. This is more than double the number of troops that we've been told for quite some time. So are you talking about this has been going on for months, for years? Griffin asked. To which he responded, this is something that just happened this summer. We need a time frame, she said. The two-star General Ryder, he's 2 stars away from being the most powerful person in the fucking Pentagon, said, yeah, I think it'd probably be fair to say at a minimum, this has been going on for months. I'll go back and look, but yeah, it's been going on for a while. Dear General Ryder, put in your retirement paperwork tomorrow morning if you have not already done so. Because if you don't, your ass is fired on January 20th. And I know that before the Biden-Harris administration came on board, you had a wonderful, highly decorated military career. You served this country with honor until Biden and Harris came along. And then you sold your soul to the devil. There's no place in our military for incompetent leadership and liars. So move the hell out of the way. Or you, sir, and the other Joint Chiefs of Staff that are just as fucked up as you are will be out of work in just a few weeks. Thank the good Lord. So we're going to find out over the next few days whether or not Speaker Johnson and the Republicans in the House have any sign of a backbone. You hold the line with none of this pork, or you let it go down in flames. You do not give these pathetic, useless members of the Democrat Party, the Democrat Party that I used to be a proud member of, born and raised a staunch Democrat. So much so, one of my own family members was the governor of Louisiana, a Democrat. Democrats run deep in my family. And I was the first one to wake up and smell the roses and go, wait a minute, this is bullshit. We're being hijacked by far left liberal ideology that's destroying our party. And then I did my homework when the internet came out and started realizing that not only are we being hijacked by far left liberals, but we're the party of full-blown racism. We were the party that fought against Abraham Lincoln releasing the slaves and fought for segregation. That saw to it Lincoln was assassinated. We're the party that founded the KKK. and Planned Parenthood for the purpose of eradicating black babies. And the list goes on and on and on of all the crazy shit that the Democrat Party has done and still to this day does. They're the ones still supporting Planned Parenthood. They're the ones where in every, where's all the crime happening out, folks? Where's it at? Where's the crime? Where is the black on black crime that's an epidemic of black youth going out and gunning down and killing themselves every fucking night in America? And BLM marching and burning down shit and Antifa. Where's that taking place at? The same place where the black communities are ghettos and no help is being put there to lift them up. Where's that at? Democrat-run cities. Pick one. Any city in the United States of America that's run by a Democrat, and that's where you will find shithole cities. The cesspool of this country. But yet, somehow, too many people, I don't know if it's pride, maybe it's racism that you can't get out of your body, that's just built in, want to hang on to the Democrat Party. You're either stupid or you are full-blown racist. And you like far-left liberal craziness. Well, I don't. And I woke up and switched parties. Yes, I'm a registered Republican today. I actually consider myself more of an independent because, look, I don't give a shit. When it comes to voting, I'm not going to vote for you just because you're a Republican like Democrats do. And I'm guilty of it. We just voted straight down the line. Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. We didn't give a shit what the policies were. That's just what our parents did. That's what our grandparents did. That's what our great-grandparents did. Histories of Democrats just voting straight down the line. No. Nope. I do my homework. I want to know if you want to run for Congress, whether it's to be a senator or congressman, or hell, if you want to run to be school board president or chief of police or a sheriff. I want to know what your policies are. I don't care if there's an R or a D after your name. If your plans are far left liberal ideology mixed into them or racism built into them, you're not getting my vote. And it appears after November 5th that enough Americans feel the same way I do and said, we've had enough. Now, Republicans in Washington, D.C., your own notice that we're not going to sit back and allow you to do what you did the last time that Republicans had all three branches of government. Now, I'm not saying every Republican up in Washington, D.C. is a piece of shit. I'm not saying that every Democrat up in Washington, D.C. is a piece of shit. But I'm telling you, there's a bunch of pieces of shit up in Washington, D.C. And it's time that they pack their bags and we, the people, vote them out of office once and for all. Folks, I had many places to be tonight. You chose to be here with me, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Thank you very, very much. Once again, whether you're watching me tonight on YouTube or Rumble or X, formerly Twitter or LinkedIn, please subscribe to the channel, share the channel and the videos and my live show with your friends and family. Make sure you tell them that if they have little ones, Mr. Doug sometimes says some bad words because he's not politically correct. And he's earned that right for the shit that I've been through in life to say whatever the hell I want. And I will continue to do that until the day I'm in the ground. Because I believe that political correctness is the root of all evil in this country. And I won't allow myself to cave to anybody's bullshit. And neither should you. I will be back next Tuesday for another live show. And then I will take off for the rest of the week because of the Christmas holidays. And I'll be back the following week. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving in the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, their families, our angel families, our blue and gold star families, and our country. And if you do not know what angel families are or blue and gold star families, please do a simple Google search so that you will know, because they need our prayers more than ever, because this current administration is pissing on the graves of their loved ones, and they've been doing that since they took office. And thankfully, come January 20th, that will no longer happen. And angel families and blue and gold star families can once again be proud of their government. Take care. God bless you. Whatever you're doing this weekend, please be safe. And remember, we have people in this country right now, thanks to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' open border policies, that want to do you and me harm. And sadly, there will be another 9/11 type attack right here in America. It's going to make what happened on 9/11 look like a 4th of July fireworks display. And the blood of the Americans that are going to die is on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' pathetic hands. Take care, my friends, and God bless you.